So it's midnight and I'm going to be talking about some emotions I've been having, so we're definitely reverting back to old habits. So the other day one of my YouTube friends came out and I remember her messaging me about queer stuff like a long time ago. So when I saw that she'd come out on Twitter, I just felt so happy and I was just so proud and I genuinely teared up a bit. And then she was tweeting me and I teared up a lot more because she was saying that I was basically one of the main people in her process of coming to terms with her sexuality, and it was a lot. I cried a lot. It's weird because I feel like I've been using YouTube for very selfish reasons. I've used it to sort out my own head and express my own thoughts and to gain friendships for myself, and it all just feels very selfish, not in a bad way, but just I feel like I'm on YouTube very much for me. But when I started YouTube, I equally did have this desire to have some kind of purpose and be able to put something out there that felt like I was contributing to something. And I knew that I wanted to contribute to discussions surrounding LGBT issues, but I did feel like there was already so much out there that I couldn't help very much. I definitely agreed that the more representation that was out there the better, and that the more stuff that was out there the better, but I really didn't think my contribution to a conversation could go that far, and that didn't mean that I didn't want to do it, or I didn't mean that I thought it was meaningless, but I just didn't expect much from it. I just kind of, I said what I could on the internet. If it helped someone, then it helped someone, but I didn't go on thinking I'm gonna change the world and my ideas are revolutionary and my coming out experiences are really gonna help people, because I thought there was already a lot of those experiences on the internet that people would find before they could ever come across my videos. And it's weird because I did make a long video about bisexuality and coming out to myself as bisexual, and I have received a lot of comments from it. Not necessarily just in the comments section, but I've had a lot of messages from people. I've had a lot of emails actually of people asking for advice, and it's something I've never really been able to come to terms with. I think when I read those emails, I'm always so worried about formulating a good response that I don't really process that that's actually a real person that's sending that email that's coming to me for advice. And I don't know, since my friend came out and referred to me as one of those people that was important in her coming out process, all of these messages I've had are suddenly I'm suddenly processing them all, and it's just a lot to deal with, and I'm very emotional because as much as I hoped that I could help people, I never actually believed that I could, and having someone that I actually know tell me that, it was just, it suddenly all felt very real, and I don't know, I have a lot of emotions because I've just felt kind of irrelevant on YouTube, and I don't mean that in a self-pitying way. I'm absolutely fine with it. I wasn't making videos for a very long time, I just accepted that I didn't have much of a presence on this platform and that I wasn't really relevant to anyone, but now I guess it just kind of hit me that just because I didn't seem very relevant doesn't mean I wasn't relevant to at least one person. And when I was reading these tweets for my friend, all I could think was that even if I hadn't got everything that I'd got out of YouTube, even if I hadn't made the incredible friends I have, even if I hadn't travelled because of it, even if it hadn't helped me so much mentally, if all I did on YouTube was just help that one person through just existing online as a queer person that she could relate to, then that is enough. That's more than enough. And I don't know, all I can think of is how amazing it is that I could have that influence on someone, and that the internet's actually given me the ability to help someone like that. And I've really been reminded of how much influence we have as people, not just as creators, YouTube aside, just in your everyday life you can influence people and you can help them and you can have an impact on them even without necessarily realising it. You don't necessarily have to make the most meaningful videos, just existing as a queer person online or as whoever you are online, it can really have an impact on someone like you that, needs that. I'm just very grateful that I am privileged that I can be myself online and not be fearing my safety, and that's been able to reach other people, even if it's just a few people. Just the fact that people have reached out and been thank you, that's like more than I could ever have dreamed of, and yeah, it's a lot, and I'm emotional. So I guess I just want to leave this video with never feel like you're not relevant or that you're not important or that you can't have an impact on someone else's life, because you really can. And you have an impact on people's lives every day, I think, no matter how large that impact is, but yeah. You're important and you're wonderful and you're worthy, and you have the power to change people's lives in small ways or in big ways, by putting a lot of effort in or by not putting much effort in at all and just being yourself. You have the power, and I think that's really incredible. Quite scary, but it's really incredible. And yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Life is weird, emotions are weird.